All right, y'all, we are back with another video. I definitely had to bring y'all this. Like I've been telling y'all all week that Ilhan Omar is freaking out. Even people in Minnesota is storming the streets, pretty much want Ilhan Omar deported immediately. And not only that, we see that she's been crying and whining and lying on President Trump because he is ending the temporary protected status for Somalis in Minnesota. And ever since he's put that out, she's been on a press run. She's running to CNN. I mean, she's running to churches. This woman is running everywhere talking about what President Trump can and what he can't do. Like, I don't know who Ilhan Omar thinks she is. President Trump said it plenty of times that you can't even run your country over there in Somalia, but you're going to try to come here and try to tell the president of the United States what he should and what he shouldn't do, which don't make any sense at all. So we got a lot to get to. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support, and shout out to the one that always watches their entire video. I appreciate all of you that do that, especially the ones that let me know in the comment section under this video that you did stay to the end and you did hit that like button. And like I said, subscribe to the channel if you are new. That way you can stay up to date with everything that's going on. So it seems like Ilhan Omar is calling out everybody. She's calling me out. She's calling everybody out who pretty much been exposing this Somali fraud stuff that's been going on in Minnesota, and she's pissed off. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this. So just to get everybody up to speed, just in case some people don't know, you can see right here by President Donald J. Trump he said that Minnesota under Governor Walz is a hub of fraudulent money laundering activity. I am, as President of the United States, hereby terminating effective immediately the temporary protected status, the TPS program for Somalis in Minnesota. Somali gangs are terrorizing the people of the great state, and billions of dollars are missing. Send them back to where they came from. It's over, President Donald J. Trump. And when President Trump said that, it's like all hell broke loose for Ilhan Omar. I mean, you even got Somalis that already been getting sent back. That I'll show y'all one of the guys now that's crying, begging President Trump, talking about, can he come back? So, and she talking about what wasn't going to happen. Now, I do want to show y'all this video right here by Nick Shirley when he was talking to Christians and stuff like that in the streets. So I want y'all to check out this video for a second.
I saw you about to throw down here in the middle of the street.
Hey, man, listen. These people hate our country. They hate everything we stand for. We have to oppose them everywhere they go, all right? Black or white. If you're a Christian in this country, these people hate your way of life. They oppose your existence. We can no longer allow this. They come over here with their Ford Fusions. Go back to your country, all right?
Go back to Somalia.
Bye-bye.
You can hear them saying, go back to Somalia. So like they all in the streets of Minnesota, they pretty much just letting them know, hey, y'all need to go back. And like I said, we already see what President Trump just said. So let's check this out.
Go back to your country, all right?
Go back to Somalia.
Bye-bye.
Go back.
You think any of this is fear-mongering from the right?
No, it's necessary. You know, it's not fear-mongering. We need to do this because we're looking at what's happening across the pond in Europe, in Berlin, and France, all over, in London. Do we want to be like that? No. And black people, guess what? This country that you live in, you benefit from it. You should stand with your Christian brothers. Stand with our white brothers and sisters. This is our country that we've built together. We lose it, we have nothing. We lose this land, there's nothing else. You're not going to go to Africa and survive. You're not going to go to the Middle East and survive. Guess what? America was built by Christians. White people conquered the land. Black people benefited from it. We have to stand up for it. That's it.
Wow. So you can see a lot of these people is not playing around at all. You can see like other people that's with this guy right here pretty much saying, go back to Somalia. And this is just one of the things that just got Ilhan Omar freaking out ever since President Trump said what he said. And he had every reason after we find out that Somalis in Minnesota has been stealing millions of dollars from taxpayers. From U.S. taxpayers, they've been stealing millions of dollars, lying about how much food that they feeding kids and stuff like that. And then you got a woman that's recruiting kids off the streets just to say they got autism, just to try to get money off of them, getting the money, then sending it all the way to Al-Shabaab. So it's a lot of fraud been going on, and you even got Tim Walz that's taken up for Ilhan Omar. I mean, this is just sick. Ilhan Omar needs to go, which seems like it is on the horizon, and Tim Walz need to be gone immediately. He should have been gone. He's tampon Tim Walz. All that man did was lie. stolen ballot, Tim Walz, lying about everything. That's all he do. So here go Ilhan Omar. She's running over there to CNN. Like I said, she's on her little press run. And it said that Ilhan Omar said there is a lot of hate in this country for Muslim, black people, black women, severe hate for immigrants. I fit them all. Like, here she go again. See, this is what I told you was going to happen. When President Trump said something about Somalis in Minnesota, here she go trying to bring out the race card. Oh, he don't like our people. They always run to this. Always run to this. Listen to this.
Why do you think Nancy Mace is targeting you as much as she is?
It's an easy clickbait. There is a lot of hate in this country for Muslims. There's a lot of hate in this country for black people, especially black women. And there is a lot of hate, severe hate for immigrants. And so I fit them all. She knows that she can easily raise money and get support for her bigotry from her bigoted, the bigoted people who want to give money to her campaign.
Wow.
But the reality is, in this country, the First Amendment does not only protect speech, it protects the right and liberty for anybody to practice their faith. I do practice the Muslim faith. I am an immigrant. I am proud of both of those things. And I was, of course, born in Somalia, which the president likes to mention. And I'm also proud of my Somali heritage.
Well,
and that is not something that they can take.
So ain't that funny that you so proud and you happy, then go back? Or don't worry about it because your deportation papers is on the way.
Away from me. And I just want to say, one thing that the president should understand is that you can't impeach a sitting member of Congress.
Oh, well, we're going to see.
And it is unfortunate that the members of Congress have not educated their uneducated president about how things work in Congress.
Oh, we're going to find out. You think President Trump can't do? See, here's the thing about Ilhan Omar. She married her own brother, and she's sitting here talking about, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. We're going to find out. That's the reason why you freaking out right now. And then you go on here by Eric Daughter. He said, update, Americans are demanding investigations after Somalians reportedly used their own mortgage company committing shady activities to more easily get third world houses that belong to American families. Get them out ASAP. Wow. Absolutely insane, man. Absolutely insane. And here we go again right here by Paul. He said Representative Ilhan Omar says she wants to force all Americans to register their guns so that the government can start a buyback program. What she's really saying is she wants to force Americans to be defenseless. Here's a better idea. Deport Ilhan. And knowing that it's so crazy to say something like that, knowing that criminals is going to always have a gun. If you talking about buyback programs, talking about taking people guns, how can people protect their houses? Somebody breaking your house, you done got your gun took. How can you protect yourself knowing whoever breaking in your house more than likely is going to have a weapon? And one of them weapons a lot of times, 9 times out of 10 will be a gun. So if you got your gun took, how can you protect yourself and your family? It's like this is insane.
We have more guns in this country than we have humans. So one of the things that's going to be important is to create a registry. So we know where the guns are. We can know when they go into the wrong hands, when they're stolen. And we can actually start a buyback program. I know that some of the Minnesota legislators have had that legislation, and that's something that we should be thinking about on effect.
That is just terrible. Like, you're talking about, see, here's the thing. You just can't do that because regardless of you saying that, criminals going to always find a way to get a gun. So I mean, this is what I'm talking about right here, y'all. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So check this out right here by Tim Walz, Tampon Tim Walz. All this man do is lie. So by Eric Daughter, he said, just then, Tim Walz is dodging accountability for the mass Somalian fraud, stealing millions or billions of dollars from Minnesota taxpayers. And let's check out what Tampon Tim Walz had to say.
Dozens of people of East African descent have been charged, convicted, and sentenced for stealing more than $1 billion in taxpayer money from government programs during COVID. As you know, Governor, that is more than Minnesota spends each year to run its Department of Corrections. So I want to give you a chance to respond to this. Do you take responsibility for failing to stop this fraud in your state?
Well, certainly I take responsibility for putting people in jail. Governors don't get to just talk theoretically. We have to solve problems. And I will note, it's not just Somalis. Minnesota is a generous state. Minnesota is a prosperous state, a well-run state where AAA bond rate.
Oh, a well-run state of Somalis stealing money from taxpayers, but that's a well-run state. This guy's a fraud. And that's the thing about Tim Walz. He don't take accountability for nothing. He can't say, you know what, I'm wrong. I should have caught it. You know, he can't do that. He just won't do it. It's just absolutely insane.
Minnesota is a generous state. Minnesota is a prosperous state, a well-run state with AAA bond rated, but that attracts criminals. Those people are going to jail. We're doing everything we can, but to demonize an entire community on the actions of a few, it's lazy.
Shut up, Tim Walz. So that's lazy of what President Trump doing or what Somalis doing in Minnesota, and the gangs that's stealing money, and they go back from years that they've been doing this. I mean, I just don't get this stuff. You just can't make this stuff up. This guy is a freaking complete fraud, man. That's all Tim Walz ever been, is a complete freaking fraud.
Somalia, where you have a congressman goes around telling everybody about our Constitution, and yet she supposedly came into our country by marrying her brother. Well, if that's true, she shouldn't be a congressman, and we should throw her the hell out of our country.
So, if we go on down here, I want y'all to see this right here, too. By Eric Daugherty. He said, breaking Government Tim Walz say Somalians are essential to the Minnesota community despite them stealing millions of billions in taxpayer dollars. They bring diversity and energy to the place like Minnesota.
And as far as demonizing our Somali community, maybe he could help us on some things. Demonizing an entire community, folks who are in the professions, educators, artists, doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs.
Oh, God.
They bring the diversity and the energy to a place like Minnesota. And for him to just randomly decide to do this, it makes no sense. Do your job. Get the criminals out.
This man said, do your job. How can you tell the president to do your job when he pretty much doing your job? Because if President Trump them and his administration didn't call this out, the fraud would be still going on right now, and you wouldn't have did nothing about it. You never said anything about it. You're probably in on it. So how can you tell the president to do his job when you got Somalis in Minnesota that have been stealing millions and billions of taxpayer dollars in Minnesota? So you ain't doing your job. President Trump is doing his job. He didn't close the border. He didn't bring down food prices. He's been doing everything he said he was going to do. So it's just weird to hear him say that President Trump need to do his job when all the stealing from American citizens is going on in Minnesota.
Secure our border, but do it with dignity and respect to the American tradition of respecting immigrants and refugees as a beacon of hope.
This is just see. That's the thing right there. That's the reason why you'll get Tim Walz. He'll run over there because, like I said, it don't be no pushback. And that's the thing. It don't be no pushback sometimes when you go to CBS, MSDNC. They don't give any pushback. That's why when he come to Fox News, he get pushback. That's the reason why Tim Walz and a lot of Democrats don't go to Fox News a lot, because they know he's going to be pushback. They're not just going to let you give any type of answer without answering the question. You don't try to blame what's going on in Minnesota on President Trump. So, and then that's why President Trump called him a retard the other day. And let's see how he responded to it. Because if you see right here, say Tim Walz on Trump calling him a retard.
Oh, Governor, let me have you weigh in on this, because part of your initial response to President Trump's post was to call for him to release the results of his MRI. And I want to give you a chance to give our viewers exactly a sense of what you mean. What exactly were you suggesting by that, Governor?
Well, here we got a guy on Thanksgiving where we spent time with our families, we ate, we played Yahtzee, we cheered for football or whatever. This guy is apparently in a room ranting about everything else. This is not normal behavior. It is not.
You talking about President Trump ranting? How you know that video wasn't recorded the day before Thanksgiving and he just put it out there the same day as Thanksgiving? That's how slow they is. I'm not saying President Trump did it because I don't know, but then again, he could have recorded that video like the day before. Like, they are crazy. You talking about release? Donald Trump need to release something. Why y'all didn't say that about Joe Biden when y'all was hiding his conditions? Y'all didn't want to release nothing. All y'all did was lie about it. You, Kamala Harris, all the Democrats. Oh, he's sharp as a tack. But when it comes to President Trump, y'all want him to release everything. So he can release something, y'all can just spin it and add y'all own narrative and say, oh, look, something wrong with him. We got to impeach him. We got to get him out of there. Like, they are frauds.
Not healthy. And presidents throughout time have released a couple things. They've released their tax returns, not Donald Trump, and they've released their medical records, not Donald Trump. And look, the MRI is one thing, but I think what's most concerning about this is, as your viewers out there are listening, has anyone in the history of the world ever have an MRI assigned to them and have no idea what it was for, as he says? So look, it's clear the president's fading physically. I think the mental...
If y'all see exactly what Tim Walz doing, he's trying to get out of, to stop talking about how Somalians has been stealing millions and billions of money from Minnesota taxpayers. He's trying to get out of that and start talking about Donald Trump's health. This is how they be doing a little turn. That's why if he would have went to Fox News, they wouldn't have let him do that. But like, look, Tim, we ain't talking about President Trump's health. We talking about the money that was stolen, in your state. That's what we talking about. We ain't talking about President Trump's health. See, now he's trying to convert the whole topic because he don't want to talk about, the fraud that's going on in Minnesota.
Capacity again, ranting, crazily at midnight on Thanksgiving about everything else. There's reasons for us to be concerned. This is a guy that randomly says the airspace over Venezuela is closed. He's ruminating on if you could win a nuclear war. Look, this is a serious position. It's the most powerful position in the world. And we have someone at midnight throwing around slurs that demonize our children. And at the same time...
You're talking about throwing around slurs, but yet y'all call this man a fascist, a Nazi? Like, you just had Jasmine Crockett saying something about he's Hitler, he's a Nazi. You just, look at the word that y'all use against this man every single day. How many days did y'all not go without calling this man a fascist, but you want to talk about, Donald Trump throwing out slurs? Like, these people are freaking hypocrites, man. I told you, they are hypocrites. Now, like I said, though, this woman been panicking. Oh, Donald Trump can't deport me. He can't do this. She's just freaking out right now. That's why she's trying to call out everybody. So if you see about Project Constitution, he said, Ilhan Omar is panicking. You can't deport me. But as a naturalized citizen, fraud could strip her of everything.
Enough to understand that members of Congress can't be impeached. When you have Nancy and Randy saying, we're on it, we're going to impeach her. When they're saying they're going to deport me, knowing full well that you cannot deport an American citizen.
Ilhan Omar, the cracks are beginning to show. Now that you are on Trump's radar, I think you are starting to become very afraid. You're starting to panic. It looks like you are terrified and you feel some sense of threat. And honestly, you should be. I would like to point out and comment on the last statement that you made in that interview, but I'd also like to correct you on some few things. Yes, you are correct. American citizens cannot be deported. But what you failed to mention is that there are two types of American citizens. You failed to make that distinction. They are natural-born citizens and they are naturalized citizens, which you and I fall under that category. Both you and I are naturalized citizens, you being a Somalian and I am a Zambian. We became naturalized citizens because we satisfied the requirements needed to pursue citizenship through a legal process. We applied for naturalization because we satisfied all the requirements needed by immigration in order for us to pursue to become citizens. Natural-born citizens cannot be deported. Why? Because they were born here. However, naturalized citizens, we can get our citizenship revoked through a denaturalization process. And how that can come about is if we are being pursued criminally or civically. And it has to go through the federal courts. When they start civil or criminal proceedings, that's where we can run the risk of having our citizenship revoked. Now, you, on the other hand, you are being pursued criminally because it's been alleged that you had committed acts of fraud when it came to applying for your citizenship, for your naturalized citizenship. You had made some statements which were misrepresented, or you had omitted facts, or you did not tell the truth when it came to applying for your citizenship. Now this alleged information has come about that you had lied on your application. That is why you're being pursued criminally. And that's how you may face being deported or having your citizenship revoked because of those things. The problem with you, Ilhan, is I think you've gotten way too comfortable. To be honest with you, you're very cocky. You're taking this whole thing for granted. The fact that you are in this country, let me tell you something. Being a U.S. citizen, especially being a naturalized U.S. citizen, that is a privilege. It's not a right. I have a privilege, and I am proud and I am happy. I am grateful that I was awarded and I was afforded that opportunity to be a citizen of this country. America didn't have to do that. They didn't have to grant me a citizenship because I've been in this country. So don't bite the hands that feed you. And for you to be so disrespectful to Trump, the way you talk about this man like he is shit under your shoe is very disrespectful. Because guess what? You don't have to be here. He can have the right to pursue criminal proceedings to get you out of this country. Because time and time again, your actions, the things that you say and you do show that you are not a loyal citizen of this country. You don't deserve to be an American citizen. Why? Because you put your own country of Somalia first. Then you do this country that has afforded you the abilities, the privileges, and the access for you to even have a platform. Because the country that you come from Somalia, they oppress women. And you don't have the freedoms or the rights to talk the way you do. So if I were you, I would not bite the hands that feed you. And I would sit down and humble myself. Because right now what you're doing, Ilhan, you're not being humble. You're not showing gratitude. If it wasn't for America, where would you be right now? The very same country of Somalia that you're always crying about, that you put first, why aren't you there already? If that country is doing so much for you and it's the country that you love so much, why aren't you pursuing your pursuance there? Why aren't you there? But no, you want to take America for granted. The country that has awarded you the wealth, the platform for you to have a position in government. But this is how you shit on America like this? No, you don't deserve to be a citizen. And I really do hope that Homeland Security, they start to do thorough investigations so that they can get you out of here. Because you have time and time again taken advantage of this country. Some of your shady dealings that you've done, committing fraud, embezzling money, all these things, getting your community who are also committing acts of fraud. You are perpetuating that. You are at the forefront. Now you want to shit on America, the very same country that has done a lot for you? How dare you? How dare you? Who are you? You would be nothing. It's so annoying because you get people like myself who really have so much respect for this country and are so satisfied and so appreciative of what America has done. You're not worthy. You're not worthy to be in office. Right. You're not worthy to have that title of being a congresswoman. You don't deserve to be here. You need to go. Ilhan, you need to go. I'm tired of the level of disrespect that you show Americans. I'm tired of the level of disrespect that you show our president time and time again. Go back to Somalia. Go back. If it's that much pressing that you don't want to be here or you love Somalia, go back. What's stopping you?
Exactly. You can see how upset this young lady is. Like, you know, if you hate it so much, go back. Because all she do is just talk crap about President Trump, and even Pete Hegseth nailed it. I want y'all to check this out.
Her, I think I wrote it in the back of the sheet. Here we go. She was born in Somalia, right? She represents Minneapolis. The president of Somalia, the Somalian Democratic Republic, his name was Mohammed Said Barre. He really was a dictator, and he ran Somalia into the ground. And as a result, America opened its arms after that civil war and welcomed thousands, tens of thousands of those people to our country, a place of peace and a place of democratic values. And she has the audacity to look us in the eye and say that President Trump is a dictator? It's insane, and it should be infuriating to everybody. And it's a lack of perspective about how special this country is. That we have a constitution that's endured for 240 years. President Trump is doing the best he can.
I don't have many things to say to Ilhan Omar other than if you don't like it here, if you think that we're doing such a bad job, go back to the country that you fled. And I know that a lot of conservatives will say the exact same thing. Do not try to mold us in your image. You left that image. Go back.
And that's exactly right. So now y'all see everybody is saying this, and they want Ilhan Omar gone. And the last thing I share with y'all is what President Trump posted the other day when he pretty much ripped Somalis, and not only that, Ilhan Omar.
Hi, sir.
Sure. Hi. What do the Somalians have to do with this Afghan guy who shot the national?
Nothing, but Somalians have caused a lot of trouble. They're ripping us off for a lot of money. There's a tremendous amount of money going back to Somalia. What the hell are we paying money to Somalia for? But they're ripping off our country at a level that few people have been able to see before. That's about the only thing. You talk about competence. We have Ilhan Omar, who does nothing but complain about our country and our Constitution. And she comes from a country with practically no country. It's devastated, it's crime-ridden, it's a mess, it's a disgrace. And we took their people at a tremendous... We're not taking their people anymore. We're not taking their people. And we're getting a lot of their people out because they're nothing but trouble. Okay, thank you very much.
And you heard what President Trump said, so that's why she's been on this tear, crying about this whole thing, whining and stuff. So I will keep y'all up to date as more information come out. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.